Hi everyone, this is JalXL and welcome to Channel Duello. The new season started with the new 12 cards, and there are also major balance changes and specific buffs to specific archetypes. And so far, it's been fun actually. I mean, some weaker archetypes like vampires, pirates, self wound, and some other archetypes in other factions, and everyone's kind of testing the new decks, and some of the, let's say, top tier decks have been forgotten in the first day of the patch, and it's quite fun, I gotta admit. And we don't see a lot of degenerate decks, and knock on wood, so I hope the meta stays like this, and we see a much more exciting Gwent in the upcoming months, hopefully. So, what am I playing today? Believe it or not, I'm playing Pirates. And I watched the dev stream on Sunday, and I wasn't really, impressed with the buffs to Pirate. And to be honest with you, that was the least. I mean, that was the faction that I wanted to play least. I mean, I was gonna go for Warriors first, but I mean, after seeing how it plays out, and also after seeing that the Onslaught ability was announced very different in the developer stream. I mean, they talked about Bloodthirst 3 and so on, but it looks like the Onslaught passive ability is much stronger than they, first announced, and I think that's worth trying. And we really see some strong interactions thanks to that passive ability. So let's check out how the new Onslaught leader ability is different from the previous one. Well, the previous one was really for beginners, actually. You ping units for every other turn. Yeah, that could be, okay. But overall, I mean, there are just better, leader abilities. So CDPR decided to, just erase that ability and, brought out a totally different and new leader ability that's focused on pirates and ships. So what does this leader do then? Well, this time you have two charges, and they damage an enemy unit by 2 times. So it is similar to Reckless Flurry, because Reckless Flurry has 3 charges, but 3 times 3, that's 9. So Reckless Flurry brings more points, but that's 2 provisions less. And there is this passive ability for Onslaught. Whenever an enemy unit becomes damaged, heal 1 armor to all pirates and ships in your hand. Okay, so it's armor. So what are we going to do with armor? Well, there are some cards that really like having armor on them. So you gotta build your deck, with those cards on mind. Now, I mean, you would prefer hand boost, but armor is similar to hand boost when you're playing with ships and pirates. So I'm gonna talk about those cards anyway. And whenever an enemy unit becomes damaged is really big, because I mean, the description isn't really clear here. It should say like whenever a unit becomes red health or something like that. So when you damage an enemy unit, it goes to red health, and then the next turn you hit the same unit, you're not gonna get that armor boost. So it really depends on the number of damaged units. And when you hit a, let's say, boosted unit, again, you're not gonna get the bonus. So that is kind of tricky, and it is kind of hard to explain. You gotta play to understand how it works. But I mean, giving on armor to everything in your hand, I'm gonna say everything, because majority of your cards in the deck are pirates and ships, so that's why it is kind of everything, and it is a big deal. And especially there is this, I mean, unexpected interaction with Morkwark, and we may see a hotfix to that. I'm gonna talk about it though, I mean, soon. So let's take a look at the cards individually and what they do. Okay, so if I'm playing, I mean, it's obvious that I need to play with pirates and ships. And the best pirate card in the game is Kraken Crate. They kind of buffed this card by adding a cooldown and damage 1, and that's really good in this deck. to be honest with you. Anyway, so let's take a look at the card. Deploy, give 2 armor to 3 pirates or ships in your hand. So when you play this card, the game is going to ask you to, select the pirates and ships that you want to give armor. And after you play this card, if he stays on the board, whenever you play a pirate or ship next to Croc, damage it and the lowest power enemy unit by each other's power. So ideally, you would play the units that you gave armor to, because that armor, will really be helpful to you. So after you play Croc, that Croc turns into a really powerful engine. So it is kind of similar to Rafar's Vengeance. As long as you put pirates and ships next to Croc, you're gonna keep damaging the lowest unit. And when you're doing that, you gotta be careful which unit is the lowest. I mean, it is kind of similar to actually Nithral and Kelptulus, combo. I mean, you gotta pay attention to which unit is the lowest, and sometimes there could be Death Wish units if you're playing against monsters, so you gotta play around that. So it is really important, but the cooldown is 2, so Crack doesn't hit every time. So you also need to pay attention to that as well. And to help with that, actually, you can use your Moonlight ship, to ping units every turn. So that kind of helps with that cause. And we also have some ping units in the deck as well. So this is our major, card, and we gotta protect that card. If Croc gets heatwave, we're gonna have a problem. Not only you're gonna be in trouble in that round, but maybe in the next round you're gonna be in trouble. Why? Because we're playing Fukusia. And Fukusia can, believe it or not, resurrect Croc, because Croc is only 10 provisions. So with Fukusia, you can resurrect Croc, and you can play Croc 2 rounds. And that's really huge. I mean, okay, you win one of the rounds with Croc, and then all of a sudden you play him again. That's really hard to deal with. And what about the other pirates in the deck? We have Morkwark, Heart of Terror. And you all know what this guy does. It's just the ultimate reset card. And while doing that, it actually is compatible with the leader. So when Morkwark hits every time, all of your units get armor every time. So it's not just one time. I mean, suppose you're hitting a Sunset Wonder for 11 times, all of your units' armors will be boosted by 11. And then you're gonna play some ridiculous, units like, Ankret Raider with 12, armor on him. So that is kind of insane. I don't think it was designed this way, and I think it needs to be hotfixed. I mean, it's not game breaking or anything like that, but it looks ridiculous. And there is this single card that is really this interaction is powerful. You use Morkwark, and then Terror of the Sea. The armor on this goes to 12, 14 or something like that. And what does this card do? I mean, when you play this, there's Zeal Order. It's not deploy. You can use it anytime you want. Lose all armor and damage an enemy unit by that amount. So this is also a toll removal. This deck has actually plenty of toll removal. So with Morkwark, this becomes crazy. Without Morkwark, this card deals like 7, 8 damage or something like that. I mean, you still manage to increase the armor. But the thing is, you're not guaranteed to have Terror of the Sea in your hand. So you gotta be lucky. It is kind of similar to Sheldon Skaggs, actually. I mean, you want Sheldon Skaggs in your hand, so this is similar. You gotta have Terror of the Seas in your hand, so with all the leader boosts and Morkwark boosts and so on. And also, it's obvious that you're gonna target this ship with Croc. So that's the interaction I'm talking about. That's really insane. What about other pirates? Well, I said you got to protect Croc, and so you protect them with Covenant of Steel, and Covenant of Steel is also a pirate. So Covenant of Steel comes into play with more than 2 armor. I'm gonna guarantee you that. So you protect your Croc with that, and if Covenant gets Heatwave, that's totally fine. If he gets, Purified though, that could be really problematic. Still, you can resurrect Covenant of Steel twice with that, but you really don't want to do that. There are better targets. What about other pirate units? Well, we have Trigwe. Trigwe is good against specific deck types. And I wouldn't recommend playing this against Nilfgaard. I mean, you gotta play it, you know, since it is powerful, but I mean, Nilfgaard will hit you with your own Trigwe, I mean, eventually. So, yeah, I mean, this deck isn't good against Nilfgaard anyway. Anyway, so also against Overwhelming Hunger, Trigwe isn't great either. So, because, you know, the opponent just consumes the unit with Rupture, and you know, saves the unit that's going to be destroyed. But we have Junot. Junot isn't a pirate, he's a witcher, but I mean, there are a lot of pings in the deck. There's also this leader ability, you know, you can just use it and play Junot. Junot is also another phenomenal Fukusyo target. I mean, just look at the targets here. I mean, Junot, Defender, Trigvi, Morkwark, Croc, all of them are, you know, high-end golds, and they give you, they are really good point slime cards. And you don't want to, you know, resurrect the bronzes in the deck. I mean, these are just much better choices here. Okay, so there's also this King Bran card, the new card. Why is this guy here? I mean, this guy isn't a pirate. However, the passive ability, I mean, I'm gonna play him in the warrior deck as well. But the passive ability triggers the veteran ability of your units. This is also a kind of confusing. You gotta play to understand it. Which means that, I mean, all of your veteran units will have one more power in the game. And we have double Uncreate Raiders and double Invaders. Well, there's an argument that, you know, you don't really need to play the... There's also Trigvi. So there are only 5 units. So you're boosting those 5 units. Unfortunately, this is a non-devotion deck, so I can't play Skirtle. Skirtle is really benefiting great from this brand. But I'm, you know, testing the waters here. So maybe I will, you know, remove him. But the boost to these units really is good. You know, like Invader comes into play with 8 power in the final round. And when you play this next to, you know, Croc, I mean, she's gonna destroy many of the units, many of the opponent units. So all of a sudden, this proactive card becomes a, you know, damage dealing card. That's why, I mean, those additional 1 points is good. Also, especially with Croc, you usually deal excessive damage. So King Brand's deployability is mostly useless. But with this deck, I mean, the deployability could be like 3 or 4. And I also tested him in Warriors deck. Almost always boost. He came into play with 0 boost. Because, you know, with playing Warriors, you got to be precise in the damage that you deal. You know, you want to kill stuff. You don't want to, you know, deal excessive damage. So, but within this deck, especially with Crack, you deal excessive damage. So that's why, I mean, I played King Bran with more power in this deck compared to the Warriors deck. But the passive ability for King Bran is better in Warriors deck, that's no doubt. Okay, so those are our gold cards. There's also this gold card, Larry Raiding Fleet, to tutor our bronze ships. Also provides some kind of thinning, and the thinning is sort of a problem here. There's also Royal Decree. I'm not using Oneiromancy because that's 13 provisions, and other than Heatwave, I mean, the deck is almost all of them units, and it has to be like that because the Onslaught leader ability should target units. You don't want a lot of special cards in your hand. I mean, we try to kill units not with gutting slashes, but with units. Okay, so I talk about Terror of the Sea. This card is just great in this deck. And what about the bronzes? Well, I'm using Raiding Fleet, and, you know, since we gotta play ships, I mean, not just 2 ships, but we need to play 4 ships. So I'm playing the Uncrate Longship and the recently buffed Demon Light Longship. Both are great, especially, you know, with the pinks. With each pink, if you're, you know, creating a Red Hat unit, they're gonna boost your Onslaught leader ability. There are also other bronze ships in the game. I tested them out, but they're kind of, you know, great in certain situations, but these are more dependable. I mean, you could throw in maybe a couple of more, like Demon Warship is really interesting, but you don't want Demon Warship in the first round, because when this ship dies, it summons the highest power Bronze Pirate, and you usually don't have anything in the graveyard in the first round, so you want this in the final round, or I mean, it's ideally to have this in the second round. And when you draw this, I mean, it's okay, but when you draw this in the final round, you want to, you know, you're looking for your goals. So that's why this card isn't great. And also, I'm not playing, I tried Series Fearless, because, you know, there's some self-damage thing, but it's not that much, and Series doesn't pop out from your deck. So that's why I changed my mind about using her. There's this Armored Drakkar option, you know, you can damage it, but I mean, not a lot of self-wound going on. I mean, self-wound archetype or interactions are really minor in this deck. And this one could be, you know, helpful, but it's 5 provisions. Okay, I mean, you boost an elite unit by 1 for every pirate in your hand. This could play for 9 or 10 in, you know, certain situations. But again, I mean, there has to be a unit on the board. It is usually kind of awkward when you play this. So that's why I changed my mind, and I'm not playing that. And also Demon Pirate. This is also a pretty good card. But I went for the other ship route, so I decided to, you know... And Demon Pirate's deploy condition. I mean, you may not have a ship on the board, and all of a sudden you can, you know, put your Fukushima in your graveyard, and you definitely don't want to do that. So these are all, as I said, you know, conditional cards. And it's hard to play them in the first round, so you want a playable first round hand. Okay, so what about the other cards? So we have these 4 veteran pirates / warriors. So those are given here. And these 3 times 2, 6 cards are the worst cards in the deck, but I have to play them because they are pirates. Demon Corsair has got a buff, so instead of bleeding, what does this guy do? Remove up to 2 armor from an allied unit and boost self by the same amount. So this is an engine, so it's really similar to what it has been before. Whenever you play a ship, decrease cooldown by 1. Well, there are 5 ships in the deck. So I mean, yes, sometimes you use this ability. And there will be a lot of armor in the deck, especially if you manage to ping them. But after playing a couple of cards, Corsair works better, because there needs to be armor in the, you know, units. So you're not gonna play him like the first card as you used to. And this guy was being played like a year ago, but he has been power crept. Now I'm using him, but I'm not happy with him much. I mean, this is I usually mulligan this guy out, but he's 4 provisions, so that's fine. But he used to be 5 provisions, so. And then there is this Terror Crew Plunderer, again a pirate. Deploy damaging unit by 2 if it's an ally, boost self by 4. And well, there will be some armored units, so when you hit them, it's gonna be 4 provisions for 7 points. That's not bad, and in some cases, you really want to kill something important. You damage them by 2, so it's a flexible card. You can play it on enemy units, and then maybe you can complete that damage with Onslaught. And there is this Terror Crew Axe Wielder. Deploy damage an enemy unit by 2. Exposed. I mean, the ideal interaction is you play this and then you play the Plunder on that. It's gonna damage a random unit by 2 again. So this is at most 7 points. So yeah, 7 is really great for 4 provision, but it's not really, you know, really amazing. And most of the time, because of the leader ability, the armor is gonna be more than 2. So this is not gonna get exposed. Again, I'm not really happy with the inclusion. So feel free to, you know, fix these bronzes with something else. Maybe you can try out the ships that I showed you. but I'm not really happy about them. And hopefully you're lucky and you draw your golds. As you see, there aren't many thinning options. And if you do that, I think this deck will work out just fine. This has been a long introduction because this is a really brand new deck, the Pirates archetype. That's why I wanted to talk about all of the cards. And hopefully I didn't make you bored. But keep in mind that there are, timestamps, at the bottom of the video. You can always skip my loud mouth and just watch the games. And also there's Crystal Skull. This is kind of a meta choice. When I played this in the first day, everyone's like playing vampires, so Crystal Skull is against vampires. Whale is really good. You also have Invader with Whale, so they can target them. And maybe, after a week, you can go back to tactical advantage, but I wouldn't recommend, Magic Lamp, because you want to protect your ships when you go first. Okay, so that's it, and hope you like the videos. Battle Trance. I wonder how this deck will perform against this proven deck. Battle Trance was probably the best deck last season. But, remember, 2 provision was cut in the last patch. Okay, it's great to see Terror of the Seas in your hand. And I need proactive plays. These would do just fine here. I think I'm gonna throw these... Let's keep Corsair. Or maybe not. Okay, the hand just got much better. I'm gonna play Longship. Not boost it. And then play the other... What? Why? Why would you play these in Battle Trance? I'm gonna ping that. But, okay. Shouldn't that help my leader? I don't think it's progressing. That's kind of odd. Anyway, let's get rid of that. And play the Raider. Okay. What's the deal here? The hand is just too good. I don't want to play into this, actually. I think I'm gonna play Junot. And hope opponent passes after this. He doesn't. So it looks like opponent's using Coral. So what's missing? I just cannot play these cards. These are too valuable. Maybe I shouldn't have kept mulliganing my bronze cards. Melusine, okay. So we're playing long round. Okay. Well, I have most of the answers ready. Wow, that's good. Unfortunately, I have to play this. Okay, so Royal Decree will either pull Trick V or King Bran. So if I draw one of them, I'd be really glad. Okay, I played 2 of the ships already. So I think I need to send the ship so that I don't break my raiding fleet. That's not a good card at all. Maybe Corsair could be helpful in this round, because there'll be lots of armor. Okay, that's good as well, but I really want one of the gold cards. Okay, so well, I was destined to draw this then. Sure. I'm gonna start with Corsair then, because that's a proactive play. I just don't know where to put it. I was raiding for it to pull one of the ships, but which one, I don't know. And then I'm gonna play Defender, and then Croc. Yeah, let's... put this guy here. Here comes Defender. Okay, so what I'm gonna do is Onslaught this. And play Junot. Okay, so Coral is there as well. Okay. So how many? Okay. 1, 2, 3. I need to boost these 3 cards before playing Covenant of Steel. But before that, I think I should play the raiding fleet. Okay, that's good. So we'll stay on the range row. Snowdrop, interesting. Very interesting list. So that's my awkward target probably. Let's play this. Let's steal some of his armor. There really is no need to pink. Berna, okay. So 4 more damage on the way. Okay, here comes Croc. And those are my 3 ship/pirate targets. Okay, so Croc's target will hit the unit with the lowest, power, and that will be Coral. So I think I should hit this. And while doing this, Terror of the Sea is just getting nuts. Okay, I'm curious. I mean, this is 12. That really doesn't matter actually where it hits. I can use this anytime I want. Artist, okay. So this will hit. I want this to die, so an additional 2 damage. So I think this is a good target for that. Oops, I put it in the wrong place. Okay. My bad. Whoops. Okay, so let's hit this then. Play Trigby. And hit this. And get more armor. Oh my god, that has to be in your hand. Oh, tough luck. Okay, she got obliterated. So I'm just gonna heat wave that. And kill series. Okay, so that was an experimental deck. I've seen this guy playing a lot today. And that looks like a Turkish name. Don't know though. Can't be sure. Playing against Monsters Death Wish. Hopefully this is not V anymore. And we can see some, you know, death, overwhelming hunger decks that need to be played the right way. I'm pretty sure we'll see some degenerate stuff though. Okay, so I think I need invaders a bit later. Some on red going, so these would do fine, I guess. If I was on blue coin, that would have been a problem. The opponent starts with Haunt on blue coin. I'm not gonna heat wave that. Okay, so what do we do? I think this is a really good. Not really. Nah. Let's start with this and develop some armor. Again, Terror of the Sea is in my hand. There's something really going on with this card. I played some casual games today, most of the time, and like 9 out of 10 times, this card was always in my starting hand. So I guess this is my lucky day. Heart Spore. Why would you waste your order ability just like that? Anyhow, I'm gonna play my bronzes. Oh, there's Sunset Wonders as well. Foglet, sure. I have armor. I'm gonna play this. Steal this guy's armor. Okay, that's nuts. I need one more damage unit. That's nice. Terror is easy is getting developed. 5 so far. I wonder if the opponent will Tampa pass here. That doesn't make sense. Here comes Marlorn. This is gonna trigger this ability. Wait, what? What happened there? Why didn't... I think this... okay, this was already triggered. I wasn't paying attention, to be honest with you. Okay, so this is gonna die to Fog. The question is, will the opponent keep playing here? Well, I think I can make these points in 2 cards. Pugo. That's nice. Unlucky pink. So I expect the card that thins out 7 provisions. Okay, I think it's kind of risky right now to keep playing. Although this is a phenomenal tricky target. So I'm gonna keep playing here. And pinging won't help anything. Maybe this, but it's gonna die, so... Okay, Sunset Wonder is coming out. That's good news. If he passes, I take the round. Okay, so he has to bar against that. The good thing is Sunset Wonders is coming out, and I'm gonna pass. And it looks like Trigby isn't the greatest card to play against Death Wish. Still, it's been helpful. Now the opponent would struggle to bleed me out. If I draw my goals though, and they aren't gold cards. Oh, this looks ugly. Terrible, terrible hand. At least we got the Royal Decree. So if the opponent pushes, I'm gonna have to play Croc. With the Decree. And then who knows? Gusia and Morkvark are really important cards here. Desert Banshee. Okay. That's a really low tempo play. Actually, this ship is better right now. Because I don't want my ship to get Maruna or what was his name? Toad Prince. Yeah. Both could, you know, steal or eat my ships. RP egg. Okay, so that's a lot of points. Not a lot of points, but I mean, if the opponent plays the Endraga Warrior in between, that's gonna be a lot of points. Okay, so I gotta have 3 pirates remaining if I decide to play the Croc. Maybe I should play him right now. Actually, I think I should play this. I think that's the safe choice here. And I'm not clicking on the ship. Araka's Queen, okay. There aren't really good targets for Araka's Queen. Still shitload of points. I think I'm gonna heatwave this. Okay. I don't want to go more Quark here. Although Mockwark would have, you know, made the Terror of the Sea really a terror. So Mockwark will play for what, 11? Hopefully I don't regret it. The only reason I'm doing this is this. Terror of the Sea has now 12 power. Wait, what? Okay. I think I need to kill that. I don't want to see bonded creatures. There is the other harpy. Just consumes everything. Fortunately, I'm trading my bronze cards right now. I could play this or this. It really doesn't matter much. But if I play this, I mean, I can use the pink. So let's do that then. Okay. Now all I need to do is draw some golds. Although this is a crazy point swing card. Okay, that's the card. These are the cards I was looking for, thank you. There really is nothing left but Bran, I guess. Okay. This has 15 armor on it. Oh boy. Opponent is gonna be so sad after this play. Krug is just the MVP of this deck. I mean, this ping that was added like a couple of months ago is really great. I mean, after the buff to pirates, you know, now we get to see what is this. Okay, sure. So what do we resurrect then? Yeah, probably more quark. Okay, so that's not good. I don't want to kill this. I could more quark this. Or just play this without, you know, putting this next, putting it next to Krug. And I think that makes sense. And wait for it, by the way. I am not in a rush. Okay, that's a mistake, actually. Okay, so this is gonna outright kill that. Wait, I was gonna play my Fukusia here. Terror of the Sea is just insane. Okay, so let's play one more. Another monster's opponent. Will I be as lucky as the last time? Because I got to draw all my gold cards in the final round. Although I struggled in the second round. Okay, so Alman blue coin, which isn't great. King Bran is okay. Yeah, Alman blue coin, so again, Terror of the Sea is in my hand. This is good. So I gotta take one more mulligan. Okay, so I don't want to get Manticore if I play Longship and, you know, put Crystal Skull on top of it. Maybe I should have kept the invader, but I think I got kind of greedy. I'm gonna play this and wait for it. Okay, so this is that bullshit deck. I'm just gonna heatwave this. So that opponent, you know, doesn't create plenty copies of that card. Maxi. So hopefully that is a deck that I'm, you know, thinking about. Okay, Maruna, sure. Do what you want. I can kill that, but... let's do this first. What was that? Yeah, great bombs, by the way. Sure. Let's play this. Oniro. What's coming? Manticore. Yeah, opponent's playing both. Good job, good job. Well done. You've used all your leader charges. So I'm behind by 8 points. I mean 10 points. This is gonna play for 8. That's not much. I could use the leader. Let's play King Bran. Okay, we may see another bomb. And I think I should do this. So if the bomb plays, it's gonna play for only 3 points, and that's gonna tie. Unless the opponent plays Dancing Star. So who are we going for it? Tricky, I guess. Yeah, Strigoi isn't great. This is really not the case. I really don't want to do this. Would I have to? £10. Well, we'll take our chances. Okay. We both spent a lot after, you know, the opponent Maddock getting heat weight. That's phenomenal. Good. Awful. Well, we just gotta draw our croc. And pass here. Okay, opponent's playing the Cron Trio. So the Maddock combo didn't work out, but there is still a Haunt, and opponent played one copy of Oneiromancy. And there is Croc. I gotta draw one of these, but I mean, I used my Royal Decree, so... Okay, so... I don't think the opponent's running Toad. I'm gonna keep both of the ships. This card isn't good. I'm gonna do this first. Okay. Let's flank to use Fukusio. RP egg. Okay, now I can do this, this, and this. Now crack time. And let's get rid of these. Dancing Star. Okay, the same problem here. I don't want to kill this. Whatever though. Oops. Should have played this. Wrong sequencing, and that's gonna cost me at 1 point. Wait, what? Okay. Let's hit this. £13 is easy to do. Okay, I'm glad I got wins against overwhelming hunger, but I think the deck is working fine. I'm pretty happy with the performance of it, but it's really too early to tell whether this is a, top tier deck. But I doubt it, and I'm pretty sure, people will find a more optimized version. But I think Warriors could be slightly better than Pirates. But as you see, I mean, there are some, interesting interactions, and I think I'm gonna keep playing this because it's a lot of fun. Okay, so thank you for watching and hope to see you in another Duello video. And if you like this video, don't forget to hit the thumbs up button and also subscribe to my channel if you haven't. So, bye bye.